From the Alejandro Jodorowsky restored Tarot de Marseille, I pulled today the Pope, or Hierophant, and Justice, both major arcana cards. And here I see a need for balance. We could view this even as the situation or present state of mind and a solution. We see some interesting things here. So we have obviously a very spiritually inclined card. One where the individual maybe has even become a little fixated, a little obsessed with the spiritual, the esoteric, the knowing of things, and just the knowing of these things, amassing knowledge. One might feel good or accomplished at having facts and theories about maybe the occult or the tarot or runes or initiation into Freemasonry, whatever. I say that these things, these spiritual things, prove useful if we have some application, some way that we can apply them in a practical sense, rather than just spouting information and feeling superior, like the guy with the tall hat. Here we see that we definitely can apply these things, but that we need to do so with purpose and with a balanced frame of mind, or something maybe a bit more balanced. You'll notice the scales here don't weigh out evenly. We have, the chair post here topped with an ornament, and this one not. The sword appears somewhat off-center there. We have several reminders to indicate to us that we won't get this perfected. We won't get ourselves into perfect alignment, at least not for a very long time. The first step just involves, I think, acknowledging that maybe we could use the energy a little bit differently, maybe for a bit more practical purposes. As many of the initiates that I've encountered on the left-hand path have advised me, the bulk of our work and transformation ought to take place outside of our magical workings, outside of our, ritual work. The same we could say about tarot. What do we use it for in a practical sense? What do you use your runes, your tarot, your automatic writing, any of these things to actually clarify and accomplish? Do you use them to balance yourself? And if not, how can we move in that direction? And if we already do, how can we move further in that direction? Jodorowsky did something interesting with his restoration. You'll notice the vertical lines on the bottom of this card. These don't appear on all or even most of the major arcana. But when they do, he takes that as a suggestion to look to the corresponding arcana. So we have 20 lines, I counted those earlier. And that takes us to judgment, which means, for us in this context, bringing something new into being by completing some kind of work, some kind of phase or cycle. Raising up ourselves as new and improved beings. Easier said than done. But in order to bring what we may well have some talents for, probably we do, and to turn it into something more practically useful, something for personal reflection, development, and transformation, to arrive here, we need a stepping stone, and that involves some deliberately engineered work on our end with the objective in mind. That may involve some meditation, that may involve some ritual work, that may involve studying up on psychology so that we can pair what we already have with a new tool. It can mean a lot of things. But I encourage you to do some honest self-reflection, do some objective self-evaluation, and maybe get some other people involved as well. Not the most comfortable discussions to have, but it can definitely help to identify strengths and weaknesses, and in so doing, give you some ideas as to what you can work on. So I believe that concludes what I was getting from these cards. I hope you find it interesting, insightful, and hopefully a little helpful. Please make sure to subscribe. The channel has been getting updated more regularly lately, but it still doesn't happen every day. So I would encourage you to subscribe. That way you'll get your updates as soon as I update things. And for accounts that get updated every day throughout the day with tarot and other fun and enlightening subjects, make sure to head on over to the Facebook and Instagram accounts as listed in the description. Finally, use that comment section, folks. Make sure to let me know what you think. Give me your insights, thoughts, and your interpretation of things. I always learn something when people do that. Until next time, I will look forward to next time, and let us all keep on transforming.